Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here talking in front of the executive board of the Hilton Hotels. Today, I'm going to be talking about a current trend or hot topic in the hospitality industry: predictive analytics and data. More specifically, how having this technology and better data management helps hoteliers offer better and more personalized experience to their guests. So, why should we be aware about big data and analytics? Let me start by asking a simple question: why do we love using our smartphones? Is it because we have access to tons of information now help us be better connected with our loved ones in the world? Or is it because it knows absolutely everything about us? If you think about it, the thing that makes smartphones smart, it's not just the plethora of useful services they provide to the user, but more importantly, the ability it has to understand us and adapt our patterns of usage. For example, the iPhone will suggest what app to open depending on your location. So if you're at the gym, it will provide a shortcut to open Spotify because it knows you like to listen to your hip hop playlist when you work out. As it can be seen, the iPhone stores data regarding our app usage and uses predictive analytics to offer the right apps at the exact moment we want it. Similar with smartphones, what makes hotels great and outstanding is their ability of providing a seamless and personalized experience by meeting expectations and offer the right service in the exact same moment the customer wants it. And according to a study carried out by Hospitality Technology, this is all about having better data. And with the recent developments in technology, hotels are now able to gather a plethora of data from the guest. Expert calls it the big data era because deciphering big data and analytics is the key to being successful in the future, as it will be a major differentiator. So, how do we get to this big data era? Let's do a little history refresher because it's really important. It's going to be really important later. It all started in the 1990s with the spread of hotel loyalty programs. With these programs, hotels were able to gather information about their guests, such as demographics and stay history. This was just the start of big data and predictive analytic technology. In the 2000s, everything changed with the internet as it transformed the way hotel rooms were sold. With the creation of OTAs, new data sources began to emerge and new marketing metrics were created, such as click-throughs and email open rates. In the 2010s, social media became increasingly important for hotel companies as it created volumes of new data and broke a digital wall between the brand and the guest, creating important personal relationships and knowing them better. With these, the next application of advanced analytics was born: predictive modeling using guest data, which basically means predicting guest values and next best actions using the data the guest shares in social media and other platforms. And with the popularity of mobile technology on the rise, and with technologies such as location services embedded on phones, hotels are now able to exactly know where the guest is and influence the next best action directly. Known as location data management, it explodes and completely changes what we know as big data. This little history refresher is important because it shows an important characteristic that makes this technology relevant for not only for Hilton but also for the industry. It shows that the evolution of data will never slow down or stop. It will accelerate and become more fast, big, and complex. For example, according to Maguire and Osborne, the next big thing after location data management is the Internet of Things, or the Omni experience, as some experts like to put it, which is slowly looming on the horizon. With the Internet of Things comes devices connected to the Internet that stream constant status updates, which means even more data that is extremely fast and organic. The challenge here is that we can't handle this amount of data manually, and big data by itself has zero value for any business. Hotels need to develop proper infrastructure, either through PMS or other software, so they can use that big data to optimize efficiency, drive revenue and profits, and more importantly, improve the guest experience by using predictive analytics. Software will become everything, and hotel executives need to start focusing on buying or creating the right product so that big data doesn't just get stored away. This leads to my second factor. According to a 2017 lodging technology study carried out by Hospitality Technology, only 8% of hotel brands are executing big data analytics software, while 50% consider themselves still on the learning process, the learning curve. 37% of hotel brands are not even considering developing infrastructure for big data that is coming. The same study shows that hotels lack confidence in both analytic maturity and customer facing technology when comparing themselves to competitors. What all this means is that nobody has taken the big prize. There isn't a single hotel brand that has a clear advantage over the others regarding this technology because we're still in the early stages. It's still a new technology and it's still the start of a defining period in the hospitality industry, the era of big, fast-paced data. So if big data is so important, what solutions should we invest on? What are the examples and how has and have them changed over the years? Currently, many hotels are putting data in silos, as Alex Dragon from Four Seasons likes to put it. New solutions will offer a bridge or a vehicle that will connect these separate data banks and make it useful for the business and the whole operation. For example, FCS Computer created a system, a new software called FCS Analytics that automatically extracts raw data from the hotel various systems and translates it into standardized information that can be easily interpreted, then stores it on a warehouse instead of separate silos in which it can be easily accessed. Also, the company Data Travel created Happy, a comprehensive new platform that aggregates the plethora of data that is collected by disparate hotel systems and acts as a central hub for these hospitality data streams. In other words, it provides the bridge between disparate data. As explained before, we are in the brink of a new era of big data and the hospitality industry. What are reputable magazines saying about this new technology? Sean McCracken from Hotel News Now wrote an article called Five Things to Know About the Future of Hotel Analytics. In this really interesting piece, he described how the data in the hotel industry is growing ever more sophisticated and how hotels are going to adapt to it. He says that hotels are going to start investing more on software that will store all the data and process it and make it useful for the company. Um, Data collect. He also says that data collection will become more complex because things as machines and AI will capture even more data faster. Visualization of data will also be vital because we're going to abandon spreadsheets and make it even more intuitive for our workers so they can easily be able to read and process all the data that they're gathering. Analysis may always lead to personalization. The thing is going to change. We're going to start using predictive technology with all the big data we're gathering from the guests to make incredible experience and personalize completely the stay of the guest. And also, people training will become the key. With new technologies emerging, we have to train our staff um, uh, to always be able to use those technologies and not do not get confused. Kelly McGuire and Natalie Osborne from Hospitality Upgrade um, stated in an article something really interesting about the evolution of data in the industry. They state that each evolution in technology drove evolution in available data and the complexity of data. This also increased the complexity of the solutions required to unlock the value from that data. They argue that because of this, because each time we gather new data, it becomes more complex and the solutions become more complex. Hoteliers must stay educated on technology, data, and analytic trends. So, what are my final thoughts? With the Internet of Things and other major technologies looming on the horizon, hotels across the world should expect an exponential increase in data from guests. Instead of ignoring it and store it away, hotel brands should start to develop infrastructure to prepare for the impact of big, fast paced data. Hotels who succeed and use that data to optimize profits, increase revenue, and offer the guests a unique and personalized experience will skyrocket and set the standard for other hotel brands that fall behind. The era of big data is slowly approaching to the hospitality industry, and there's nothing that's going to stop it. Thank you.